Hello everyone, my name is Rex Balboa and I want to provide an update on my project, Comic Connection. Comic Connection is to serve as a social aggregator, pulling information from various sources to keep comic book fans up to date on news, where to buy comics, and friends who like comics. Before I get into the demo, I want to jump to one question raised by the Retro Intro Outro Spection page of the presentation template. What was learned? More than anything else, as I worked on this iteration of Comic Connections, I learned you have to pay attention. On June 11, 2013, Twitter retired version 1 of their API. After that moment, the rather wonderful tweet feed reader I had constructed stopped functioning. Twitter now requires OAuth authentication to read even publicly available tweets. It turned out there was a 6-month buffer period for people to prep their code, a buffer period I missed because I wasn't paying attention. This change led to some design shifts and general scrambling on my part. However, it also allowed me to take our discussions from class and put them to good use. Let's take a look at Comic Connection as it stands now. Many features remain unchanged since the last version. Taking advantage of the mobile platform, users can still find shops close to their geographic location. The always-on, nearly always connected nature of mobile devices provide users access to the latest news about comic books from Comic Vine, Newsarama, and YouTube, and comic-related applications from Google Play. Comic Connection has really changed with regards to social interaction. With the transition to version 1.1 of their API, Twitter now requires user or application-based OAuth authentication. I tested both methods and went with application-based. It does not require a login. To add to my confusion, the structure of the information returned by a Twitter query also changed. As I rewrite the custom list adapter I had in place, I'm settling for just getting one tweet from each of the major publishers for now. At this point, the application has authenticated and received a bearer's token it needs to pass along with a query. Pressing the button launches the query and reads the results. Facebook does not offer application authentication, requiring users to log in. Once logged in, and after accepting the requirements of the application, I can query my list of friends to see who has interest in comics. It's not exactly what I had in mind when I first thought about Facebook integration, but I will talk about that more in a moment. Back to the Retro Intro Outro Spection. What did I learn? Pay attention to the moving parts used by an application. Not keeping tabs on Twitter really screwed up what I wanted to achieve in this iteration of Comic Connection. Tutorials are not always complete, and sometimes Stack Overflow is the only place with the answer. Each social and cloud service has similar yet different authentication processes. Twitter has a few hidden rocks and shoals Facebook doesn't, for example. Not everything works on a device that works on the emulator, and vice versa. The SDK provided by Facebook to facilitate login included a bug that prevented proper function on my older model phone, but works fine in my emulator. What you can do as a user differs from what you can do as an application. As a user, I can query all of Facebook to find out who likes comics. Searching from an application is limited to your friends. What from class proved useful for this project? Well, any time spent learning about fragments is time well spent. I found the description of authentication very helpful for my project, and the information about how to keep up on Android current events, those first few minutes of class, proved invaluable because I knew where to go to get help. I can't really think of any interesting technical considerations in my application. I like how it uses application authentication when it can to cut down on the need for user input. Cobbled together from so many different tutorials, I find it vaguely interesting that the thing functions at all. What does the future hold for Comic Connection? I'm not sure. I would love to get a check from Google someday, but the application needs a lot of work to get it more fully functional. I need to strip out some bloat, add in some asynchronicity, work on unifying the UI, and expand the social functions before I think I have something sellable. In all, much like the certification program itself, I enjoyed the challenges and fun of making Comic Connection. I'm Rex Balboa with my class project for Android 310. Thank you for watching.